Hey Parker, it's March 20th. So I noticed in your video yesterday you said you were bisexual, and that's all cool. Then I realized I don't think I've disclosed my sexuality. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on how I figured out what it was. I was like, well, I don't really like boys anyway, and I don't really like girls, so I guess I'm straight. Close enough. Let's face it, younger me was a little bit homophobic in that I was like middle school me, like 10-year-old, 11-year-old me was like, I don't care if people are gay, I just don't want to see it, I don't want to know anything about it. I know it's horrible, but that's legitimately how it went. And then in 8th grade, 13-year-old me was like, well, guys are okay, and girls are okay too, so I guess bisexuality fits. But there was quite a bit of biphobia going on in middle school, as well as homophobia. So I was, if people asked me, I was straight. Then I got to high school, and a couple of my friends were openly either bisexual or homosexual or different things like that. And I was cool with it. And, then I went on to Tumblr, where I found out about pansexuality, and I was like, okay, so if straight didn't really fit, but it was just, it was the default, and bisexual fit a little bit better, pansexuality, I was like, yeah, that actually fits a lot better. But in high school, in 10th or 11th grade maybe, I was like, yeah, I'm pansexual, I guess. That if people asked me, I was just sort of straight. In high school, there was a lot more acceptance towards people who were lesbian and gay. Still a little bit of biphobia. I think the first time I came out to people was 11th grade maybe? To a close friend, I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm straight. And they were like, yeah, I don't think so either. And I was just like, okay, sure, that works. And my friends were all really accepting when I told them, and they were just like, okay, sure, that makes sense. And I've heard some people say that you're not supposed to say that makes sense, but for me it was comforting. And then my continuance on Tumblr continued, and I learned about the difference between your romantic orientation and your sexual orientation. Of course, there's still a lot of debate on whether they are the same or not. And so Tumblr, a lot of people bash on Tumblr for being too accepting, but it did help me personally. It taught me that there was more than just LGBT in the acronym. So the first time I heard about the concept of asexuality, I was like, that's really stupid. And then I read more into it. Asexuality, okay, so on the scale, straight was the default, didn't really fit, but I was just like, okay, close enough. Bisexual was like, yeah, okay. Pansexual was like, yeah, I can get used to this. Asexual, I guess, is the closest fit to most people. If you came up to me in a public setting, I would probably say I'm bisexual, just to make it easiest, because bisexuality alone is hard enough for a lot of people to comprehend. It's I just don't always feel having to debate with people. And I've had some annoying occurrences with that. Guys I've gone on dates with, when they ask me what exactly was my sexuality, because I don't really make it a hidden fact to most people my age that, I like girls and guys and people who don't fit into that gender binary. They'll be like, oh, you're bi. And I'll be like, And then if I ever say the word asexuality, I told one boy, the most adequate descriptor for my sexuality was asexual, and explained what it meant. He was like, this isn't gonna work out. It was nice seeing you. I'm leaving. And that was kind of disheartening to hear, and that's happened since then. When I was a kid and first learning about sex, and how I wanted to, I was like, when I turn 18, I'm joining a nunnery just so I never have to be faced with the aspect of getting into a relationship and having sex expected of me. So finding asexuality was comforting. It was like, okay, this isn't this is a normal thing. I'm not a freak for not wanting that necessarily to be a constant in a relationship. The description for my sexuality is, I don't know. I don't know if you really even believe in asexuality. I know it's one of those crazy Tumblr things. This is a really confusing video. I'm sorry. So Parker, I will see you Monday. I look forward to your challenge. DFTBA.